Space Mountain is a scary little ride in Disneyland, and it's in Disneyland, so I can't go there cause I don't make £1 million a year. So I decided to make one in Minecraft. Now I want to have at least some kind of plan, so I break this build into 4 parts. The rails, the place where you ride the roller coaster, there's gonna be some spaceship and some stars. The interior of the queue, a place where you wait 3 hours for a 3-minute ride. The exterior and the area around the build, which includes a gift shop and a lot of trees. So with that, I just decided to start with the first one, rails. Let's just get to building. So to start, I am making a long tunnel. It's quite simple really, just copy it from some footage I have from YouTube, then just make it in Minecraft. And now I am making a lift hill, which is a part of the roller coaster that you go up. I just googled that, I don't know what it's called. For this build, I want to replicate the real life Space Mountain as accurately as possible. Of course, it's not gonna be perfect. There's gonna have to be some tweaks and some changes. Like these rails, they're quite the same, but they are not perfect. Because this is Minecraft, there's gonna be some detail I just can't perfect. Anyways, here's the internal, nothing much. I end up using smooth stones. And here's the unloading dock. It's a small little room when you can just get out of the minecart and exit. And here I'm flipping the whole thing and pasting it. And I also fixed some issues. I also made a giant cylinder, and that'll black out everything and makes the experience a bit better. Now we are placing the rails on the track I made. So I have rails, just place them on the track, and as you can see there's some piston bolts. And some test runs, some ups and down, make sure they're not stuck or anything. And here's the main part of the ride, some more piston bolts, and a ceiling again to black out all the lights. And here again I am just flipping the whole thing, then pasting it again, and fix some stuff, make sure they don't collide again, and replacing rails, because ProEdit doesn't want to work with rails for some reason. Then finally paste in some stars to make everything look a lot nicer. And that's all the rails finished. So move on to the queue. Right now I am making the loading dock, and there's a lot of line, you'll see that in a moment. In this area I have hardly any references, so I have to get a bit creative. But again, nothing's gonna be 100% accurate. It looks good and is recognizable to be the Space Mountain queue. From here we are just gonna have a straight line to the front of the build. So nothing really happened here, I'm just building a line, maybe decorating it. Again, just using reference from YouTube. A little turn here and the interior is finally finished. So we now have a giant cylinder, but the entrance is here and you can kind of go inside, and here's the queue to the right itself. But right now what we need is an exterior, because right now it's just a giant black cylinder. So let's just go and build the exterior. So firstly, we're gonna plan out and mark out all the pillars and walls. The inner dots are where the wall will be, and the outer dot will be where the pillars will be. And here in the corner you can see me making the wall, then I just paste it in there. And I did the same thing with the roof, and I just need to fix something a little bit, and there you are, our roof. Instead of creating the build as accurately to the real thing as possible, I also want it to look good in Minecraft, so that's why I'm not too serious about making them 100% accurate, instead focusing on making the build look at least pleasant. So here I'm making some lines on the roof. I actually made the roof a bit off center. It's one block off center, but that's okay. I just need to fix that. There are 32 lines and 31 sections in total. The angles of each line are a bit hard to make, but I end up making that and it looks very nice. So here I am making a vent that goes around the build, which of course isn't real. I am placing andesite walls, and for the diagonals I am placing andesites behind the wall as well. So between each vent I am spacing 5 blocks because that's the best amount. I tried 3, I tried 7, 5 is the best. Then I just copy half of it, flip it and paste it. Now that is the main entrance, I just need to paste that bit in and make it diagonal. Connect the line a little bit. Then have a Space Mountain sign there. Then the front bit is done. Here the lights got a bit corrupted, but eventually I fixed that, so that's okay. Anyways, right now I am making another line between each line, which is quite easy. This actually isn't accurate. The real Space Mountain has 32 lines, which is way less than this, but I think this one look a bit better. So here I am finishing up the roof. This part is a bit slanted. After that I made some lines, realized it's not a good idea and I just removed that and it looks a lot better without the lines. And here I am making some kind of spikes and this build is finally done. So now let's move on and build the shop. I just delete the old one which I didn't show you I made because it's too small and I end up removing it and build this one. Anyways, with this one I'm just making the shop a bit bigger and getting more details. So the gift shop's shape is semi-circle and it's a bit hard to make, but I end up liking this one. At the 45 degrees angle it's a bit thin, but that's just how circle works. Here I'm using smooth stones as the material, which is kind of weird, but I think that looks the best. And also the pillars is supposed to be blue, but there's no blue wall in Minecraft, not including prismarines. So I used andesites and that looks great. It may be not as good as the real life one, but it's okay. Anyways, here I'm making some windows. There's cyan and black glass. I use cyan on the top part and black on the bottom part. Here I'm making some kind of gear, then realize it's not a good idea, so just remove that. So now I'm building the interior of the shop. It's quite hard to make this actually. The references are quite confusing and some parts of the shop are not feasible. But I end up getting it right, as you can see. Also, the items in the shop are custom named, so it's not just a lot of items, but it's gonna be renamed. Now I'm a bit confused here, so that's why you can see me deleting and pasting a lot of stuff. In the end, the placement of items aren't accurate. I did try my best and it came out pretty bad. Yeah, so this is, I think, looks the most accurate and also looks at least good in Minecraft. And I'm adding some lights here. Now the building. Now the build itself is finished, but we still need to build the area around the build. So we need to decorate some areas around the build. So that means hedges, that's what I'm doing here, and also trees, paths, lights, and a bunch of decorations. Anyways, right now I am making a circular hedge and also some trees that I personally think looks a bit off. And I also relocate the sign at the main entrance. Now I am extending some bit of the hedge, which is a bit of a pain pasting the trees in, especially with the double tall flowers, which would corrupt whenever I paste the tree in. And then some lines coming out of the building. I also have some kind of umbrella right there, which is very nice. It's actually quite tricky to make the line looks accurate and still don't look ridiculous, and I end up just making most of it up. Now I am making a path to the spawn area, make this new hedge with the similar design to the old one, also connect this one up and make this pretty cool palm tree. I extend the queue one bit and let's move on along the path to the spawn area. So we need some hedges along the area, and right now I am trying to design a unique fountain based on the Tomorrowland concept art of Tokyo Disneyland, and it doesn't work too well on a small scale, so I just scratched that idea and decided on my usual mountain design. And finally, after a lot of works, we have this. So as you can see, I add a bunch of sea lanterns off camera, so when I set time to night, it stands out more. I also add some trees and a little popcorn cart here with this guy. Anyways, this is now finished. I love this build and it's much better than I expected. And it's much better than I expected. It might not be the most accurate thing in the world, but I like it that way. And now we have one final thing to do. So with that, let's just get into it. So that was terrific. I also set the brightness to moody during the ride. That makes it a bit better, but it's completely optional if you want to play this world. And this world is downloadable for free, so if you want to see this thing or ride this thing or just get a bunch of TNTs and explode this thing, the world download will be in the description. And finally, that is the end of this video. This video took a very long time to make, so if you like this, please consider subscribing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time, and yeah, bye!